This one is a game changer, everybody. Stop what you're doing and listen to this. I know we say non-consensual AI-generated images posing online dangers. Here's the bottom line. There's a new tool that can make you do almost anything. Take a regular image and then change it around. Here's an example. I'm there with my pickleball buddy, and then, whoa, we're thrown to the ground. That was fun, okay? That was fun, but can also be a little bit crazy. Let's consider this. Let's say you are a college student and you want to get your professor in trouble. Those are two AI people, but I can do that with actual images. We can make people do almost anything. I'm going to bring Tom Russell in right now. Tom, we've been talking about this story for a while.
Yeah, you woke me up to this when you showed me with a person that I was interviewing, and all of a sudden I kissed her, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
so that really got my attention.
Right. So I was just showing you that actually creating the image and then like disseminating it to people, that is against the law. But people are making these, they can get them out there, then get people in trouble. And the problem is it's hard to prove. It is so hard to prove. So I want to show you this woman in the different image. We're going to show you the actual interview with her. She was freaking out when I showed her what was actually going on with this. So we're going to go to the other imagery there. So yeah, I'm just taking the picture with her. And then as you'll see as we go through this.
Her, so the picture is real.
Yeah. And then I show her the things that can happen. Now, we're just going to let this run. But Tom, this is Grok, okay? It's Grok Imagine is what it's called. So Grok is Twitter or X's artificial intelligence, okay? You can just ask it questions like you do ChatGPT and get all kinds of answers. It actually has a little bit of an attitude when it gives it to a kind of a personality in a sense. But Imagine is the newest thing that you can do. Initially, they'll give you some free ones. Look at her face. She's like, what is happening here? But then you can actually make these 5-6 second videos, and you can almost do anything.
So anybody can have access to this too, right?
You're supposed to be over 18. It's one of those things. If you just click I'm over 18, you're pretty much in. But yeah, because besides doing fun images, look at her face.
Wow.
And this is before we actually did it. I was telling her about it. And that's her husband right there. The thing is that some of this stuff's fun, some of this stuff's scary, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. There it is. That's her face.
That's a great response.
Yeah. And that was with just falling down. I didn't even do like the kiss thing with her. But
I was going to ask you what you were showing her there.
Let's go back to that now. Isaac's our producer on this today. Let's go back to the initial videos that we made, and you can see what happened with her. That's me last. There's the one with the kiss. There it is. This is what happened. It's us laughing, falling to the ground, whatever. And we didn't do any of that. And so she couldn't believe that even that level happened, even though that seems harmless. It's not harmless when it comes to the other part of this, which is, you being intimate with somebody. And I asked Grok about this. We went to the Twitter AI people. We tried to get this hammered out. They basically said, you can't create pornographic images with somebody, right? But
so that's in the system. It won't create that, is what you're saying.
Right. But there's a loophole for kissing, and they don't consider that pornographic.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, it's emotional, right? To see that. And certainly if your spouse or significant other sees that, or coworker or whatever. And so, there's a fine line between creating this stuff and disseminating it. And that is the thing. This exists right now. And so think about this from the standpoint of, I interviewed a college professor. I said, what if someone doesn't like your grade and they create this image of you doing these, unsavory things with one of your students? And what did you think the response would be? Let's say this is the fake one I made of a college professor and a student. Okay.
So obviously you'd say, well, that's not me. It didn't happen. That's what you would say.
Okay. But he's a tech expert. So what did you think the answer would be when I say, how do you defend yourself against fake stuff like this?
Well, as a tech guy, maybe he could prove it, using some of the behind the scenes stuff, or, where it was created, code stuff.
Here's the problem, everybody. The people that are making these things, or the software to create it, is so good that you can erase watermarks. You can do whatever. So
Wow.
trying to cover your tracks is actually easier than tracking down the person who did this.
Wow.
So I was flabbergasted. I said, you're supposed to give me hope that like
Yeah.
there's this new system out there. We can filter it through there and we're going to know what's real and what's not.
So he just kind of threw his hands up, said nothing we can do, or what?
Well, he basically said, and employers have to make this adjustment. He said, in the past, if you saw something that looked good, right? Like it really looked like two people, let's say, kissing that shouldn't have been. It was probably real because it was difficult to create those things. But now I can create that stuff in 20 seconds on my phone.
You just saw it there.
So because of that, he says the default now needs to be, it is fake. And we move forward from there. So you can't throw people administrative leave. He says you got to actually investigate this, take a look at it, but go from the default of it's fake rather than it's real. And then that flips everything.
But what I'm saying is that goes against everything our society is now. Believe it now and prove it wrong later. So it doesn't work in the way society works.
Well, and then take this. Let's say there's a real picture of me kissing somebody else who's not my wife. And they send that to my wife. I could go, honey, no. I can make that in 10 seconds. That's not real. That's not me. So now even the real stuff can be called fake.
Right.
Because of how easy it is to manipulate and create the fake stuff. This is a real problem.
It's a real problem. You're right.
All right, let's look through some more of these. Let's just comment on some more. All right, that's a fun one. This was I made this to say that the tech is always ahead of the lawmakers. That's myself and Scott Martin. Right. I showed him us kissing, and he reacted to that. This is more of a fun one. Check this out.
All right, what's this?
Think about what movie production can do now. And wait, this, of course, this one's a real video. Actually, this is actually me. No, but
that's not you.
but you see where we are now. Some of it's fun, and I made some videos for my story that made sense with the story. Right, tech getting away from the lawmakers. This was just us jumping around. But this thing here, think about how much it used to cost to create these images and these VX.
Right, and you're doing it on your phone.
Federal, the effects used to take days and millions, but now
anybody can do it.
Yeah. So that part of it's good. But in talking to Scott Martin, who's already helped pass some things before, let's take it back. His district is the one that had those kids that were charged and prosecuted for creating the nude AI images of their classmates.
Right.
So this really concerned him. He says they're going to look into this to see if they can strengthen the law anymore. But right now you have to disseminate it and what have you. And he was like, they had to go through these tools and do things. The other thing he's concerned about is this, the sextortion cases we've seen recently. For those who don't know, that's people get these images. Sometimes they're on these social media or dating sites. Maybe they'll catfish somebody. They'll pretend to be somebody else and then start exchanging, naked images with each other. Then the person says, "Ha, I'm not a girl. I'm actually this, and I'm going to, show your naked images to the world, including your parents and your friends and everything, unless you give me thousands of dollars."
Well, that was wasn't that the tragedy in Shippensburg with the?
It was. It's happened all over the country, and that was someone who catfished somebody into sharing their naked images or lewd photos, and then just the threat of that was enough to, unfortunately, someone into taking their own life. But imagine this now. Someone could take a picture of any two people they have online or whatever else, and then have them kissing each other. Right. And if, maybe it could be, two guys or two girls, and then that would be embarrassing to some people, that it would be the same scenario. Like, I'm going to release this unless you give me money.
Blackmail.
So there's a lot of problems with this. And as usual, we're behind on it. So my point of this story, and you'll see it at 6:00 tonight. We'll put it online. We got lots of stuff. You'll see eventually online my entire 15-minute interview with our tech expert professor from Carnegie Mellon. But it's an awareness factor. Know this stuff is out there. Talk to your kids about it. They shouldn't be using it, but of course they'll have access. And so they got to realize this stuff's out there, and it's scary how much you can do with this, even though it seems fun, because it can go pretty far.
So you're not giving me much hope here because you said the lawmakers are way behind the times. So they're still, litigating that story that we talked about with the, the school where they showed
Well, that one exists. They were prosecuted, and if you create and disseminate, lewd photos of someone else without, without their consent, obviously, yes, you can get in trouble. But create is kind of a fine line right now. What if I just show this to a friend? Am I disseminating?
Right.
And so and find out where it came from. If someone has a third party or can get around or just get it out there, that's the other part that's tough. So they're going to try to strengthen this up with the laws. But right now, this kissing loophole is the one I want to show people about. And let me tell you one more thing. So these are AI people. Okay, those are real people. Right. When you create the AI people in Grok, you can make them do spicy mode. They offer you up that as a mode. Like they know they're pushing you towards it. You can do fun mode where you do funny things, spicy mode where it will make the people intimate and more than kiss. The guy's shirt's coming off, the girl's shirt's coming off.
Wow.
So people can create their own pornography. If they're technically over 18, they hit the button and then they create these people and then hit spicy mode, boom, it's automatically porn. And that's on there as well.
But then that would be covered under porn laws and whatnot, right?
But these are AI people. They're not real. So you're just creating art at that point. It'd be like if you had if you were good at drawing and you just drew some pornographic art for yourself. Right. Well, now you're creating pornographic videos for yourself with the AI people. So I'm not going to scare people too much. That face is so good.
You already have.
Yeah, you can have people kiss each other. That's the loophole. They don't count that as being pornographic. It's not, but it's still a thing, and it can get people in trouble, and it can cause a lot of problems. So we're trying to dig into this. We're trying to expose this so people see what's out there and they can know, because anybody I've told had no idea that this existed. And once again, you've seen me create these things on the spot, 20 seconds.
But here's the thing. Yeah, and you were making this point to me. A year ago, you could have done it. Maybe it would have taken longer. Now the stuff is changing every month. It's getting better than it was. Than it was.
Right.
And how do you keep up with it?
I don't know. So this is one. Let's see here. I'll do one right here. So I'll do one on the fly and we'll see how this turns out. I don't know.
What are you making? Don't make me kiss you again.
No, we don't need that. So here's just the image of me sitting right here. Okay. Where's my camera? Here. All right. So I'm just right there. Right.
Now you just took that picture, right?
I did. Okay. So now what do you want me to do here? I'm going to
fall out of the chair or something.
All right. Yeah. Fall out of chair.
Now, what are you using? Grok here?
What's that?
Using Grok here?
That's the one that does this. That's kind of ahead right now. All the other ones will do it eventually. Once again, it takes about 20 seconds. We'll see how this goes. So the more specific you are with the prompts when you're creating anything, is always the way to go to be a little more.
So what did you write? What did you tell it to do?
I said just have me fall out of the chair. So let's see here.
Okay.
All right.
And this
no, it's just having me be silly. I don't know what this is.
But still, you didn't make those spaces.
No, it's doing all that.
Yeah.
If there's two people, you can do even more. So I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, what could be next, but I just wanted people to know about this. I'm gonna say hair turns into balloons. Let's see if that works. But yeah, so we're gonna have our full story coming up here in just a bit.
That's at 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, and then tonight we'll do more on this. And the interview with the professor is really interesting because we go into all of these things and why it's so difficult to stop it. He was supposed to be my,
But what about the big guys like Elon Musk? He was pushing Grok. Is he out in front going, hey, don't, what you said, balloons over your head? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah. So, simple, silly. I've made some stuff with this recently, the last few days. I had Travis Kelce on the field with a little girl who said, Mr. Swift will never win again, stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the only thing they have put in place is some limitations on you can't create, intimate stuff with celebrities. I've been testing this out and it'll let you do some stuff, But there's some lawsuits out there. I think LeBron James was mad because someone made him pregnant and started disseminating that around.
Wow.
So there's some stuff there.
Yeah.
There's another like fun one I just did recently. Look, I'm breaking the set on Face the State.
Oh man, the boss is going to be mad at you. Look at that.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, some of them are fun, but I don't know why they allowed that loophole. It's almost like they're asking for it. When Elon was asked
because
about
that would be
it,
an easy one to say, hey, we're not going to have any intimate interaction and be done with it.
Yeah. Yep. So
All right,
anyway, folks, it's out
tonight.
there. Plan accordingly and get ready for the next thing. But now you know.
Thanks, bud.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on 21 Next. Hopefully, you're not the next one in one of these videos. We'll see.